Moving forward.
Right now, a future president could be running as a local candidate on your ballot. This person is vying to represent you, your family, and your community. Do you know what they are and what they stand for? Vote411.org is your tool for accurate and unbiased, up-to-the-minute election information on the candidates running in local races. Just enter your address to get started. Your vote is your power, the power to decide who represents you in 2022 and beyond. Get online, get the facts, and make your voice heard on Election Day.
Moving forward.
Hello, it's Cullan.
Aloha, Cullan. It's Kawika. How are you today?
Good. How you doing, Kawika?
Good. So glad we finally got to connect, bruh.
Yeah, for sure, man. Me too. Sorry, I've been spread so thin.
Oh, I know. All you guys are, man.
Finally found some time.
Yeah, no, it's good to hear, Like, I mean, I had another candidate that, he's a longshoreman, so he only had like window on Sunday for like little time after dinner. Like all you guys
Right.
working hard at your regular jobs, and then you're trying to be out in the community and make a difference, and then you try to run for office, and people don't realize how much time that takes. So like, I really appreciate you cutting out time to just talk story for a little bit today.
100%. I appreciate you making some time for me too.
Righteous, brah. So let's dig right into it. So for everybody who's listening who may or may not know you, please state who you are and what office you're running for.
So my name is Cullan Bell, born and raised on Maui. I'm running for the Maui County Mayor position.
Right on. So we're doing a little education for everybody that's out there listening, because we want to up civic engagement. That's the biggest part about this coverage, is that along the way with covering your campaign, we would also like to highlight what the office does. So in your own words, could you explain to the folks at home where the mayor sits in, decision making and taking care of the community and everything?
So the mayor of Maui County is basically the CEO of Maui County. And his job is to look over bills that council passes up to him, either pass them or not, make amendments to it. Then he passes it back to council. My main thing is what I think the mayor should be doing is listening to the people for sure. In the past couple of years, I never wanted to do this. I never thought in a million years that I'd be running for political office. But in the past 2 years, I felt that the community wasn't being heard, and what our concerns were getting brushed under the rug. And with me, I didn't see any transparency or any accountability for anything that was happening. And I think there needs to be some definite change. The state of things right now, like for instance, housing is one. My main objective is to stand up and fight for these kids. That's what got me. That was my final straw that broke the camel's back. Is the way our kids have been pushed to the back burner, and the kids need somebody to fight for them. we're their protectors, and that's my main thing. Is my kids is why I'm running.
Right on. So, before we dig into your campaign, could we get a little history about you, everything that led you up to wanting to, like, a little more detail about, where you come from and where you've been with your life and how it's taking you through the community to get to this point?
So I'm born and raised on Maui, like I said. I played sports my whole life from 5 through high school, and one thing that I saw over the past couple of years is kids losing endless opportunities. For a lot of kids, sports is their ticket out of here.
Yeah.
And, a lot of kids lost multiple seasons, with things like, for instance, I had a nephew who was about to get a wrestling scholarship, and he lost both his junior and senior season. So, he's working construction now over here. And that's not a bad thing, but, a lot of kids lost opportunities that they could have had. And, like I said, I feel like they've been pushed to the back burner. These kids lost endless memories, for instance, graduations, proms, things that they'll never be able to get back. And I don't know about you, but I remember my graduation, and it was an awesome time. I loved being in high school. It was fun. It was a fun time in my life, and I remember all of it. But so that's like I said, that's one of my main pushes is to ensure these kids don't lose any more memories. Ensure that they have, regardless of if the DOE in that area is out of my jurisdiction, I'll still stand up and fight for them, be an advocate for them, be a voice for them. Like I said, we're their protectors, and that's my main push. Is that I'm a contractor. I own a small construction business, and I see the prices of homes. I can't afford to live over here. They're pricing us out, and it's real sad. I personally know, at least 5 friends who had to move out of state, off of island, in order to survive. There's, and I know I'm not the only one. There's numerous people that we can't survive here. And it's some real. We're in a real bad position, and we need somebody that's going to stand up and fight. Fight. I know change won't happen immediately, but we can start the wheels in motion to get this place back to where it needs to be.
Right on. So, I glad you brought up a couple points in there, which leads me to kind of a teaching question for the people listening / something that you could give insight on as a candidate. The mayor would be in charge of certain appointments that are unelected officials, and not a lot of people understand how many unelected officials tend to stay in office because some mayors just don't. Either they let it stay business as usual, or they just overlook it on their campaign plan. So, as someone who wants to make a huge change, do you have anything in mind for appointed positions that have kind of been cronied out for the past couple decades because people just don't?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like for instance, like department heads. I know there's been a bunch that have been in for decades, like you said. And I'm not going to just come in and fire everybody. That's not my goal. But I do want to make sure I want to peel through every single asset of our facet of our community and ensure that these people are doing their jobs and they're doing it in a way that's going to help this island and these islands and this county, and streamline things. Because, like, for instance, water permitting. Water meter permitting. I personally know 3 people who have been on the water permit waiting list for over 3 decades, which is insane. I don't know if you've seen that Diggle Hill is up for sale.
Yeah.
But they're most likely going to be getting those 3 water meters that are under review. And if you drive down to McKenna through Wailea, there's complexes going up. How do these companies get water meters put up when like I said, there's people on the waiting list, and they've been on that waiting list for over 3 decades. It's insanity how things work here, and it's definitely us last is what it is, and we need to put the people of Maui first. That's my main thing. Is we need to come first. It needs to be about us. We need to be able to survive here.
Agreed. So, beyond what we've just talked about, are there any major points for your campaign that you'd like to bring up since we've got some extra time?
Yeah, so definitely, like I said, the kids first. Food sustainability is a big one for me. You know, we import pretty much like not pretty much everything. Everything we consume here, we import. What if the shipping gets cut off? You know, we're screwed. So we definitely need to figure out like how we can help out the local farmers, how we can resource things that we have here. For instance, access deer. We need to figure out if we can, you know, somehow open up. Like my thought is like a slaughterhouse and a processing plant, creating jobs. There's so many things that we can do here in the industrial areas that we can create jobs. There's so many things that we can do so we don't have to rely so heavily on tourism and shipping. You know, I'm not saying eliminate tourism or stop it, but we need to be able to survive without it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've seen in the past 2 years that when we closed off our state, we locked it down. You know, we started to suffer economically, and we haven't recovered yet, and I don't think we will at this rate. I mean, I know you see gas prices are so crazy. We hit $8 in Hana, and it's, you know, that's a big one is sustainability. I think our top, if I'm not mistaken, our top export is scrap metal. You know, why is that? Why are we importing avocados? Why are we importing mangoes? I'm actually up at the Pukalani Upcountry Farmers Market right now, and there's vendors that have unreal produce up here. We need to figure out a way that we can support these local farmers better, you know, and get people to you know, support them as well. And you know, it's so food sustainability is a big one, and another one is affordable housing, like I was talking about. I have numerous friends who have moved out of state off of island and just to survive. And like for myself, I can't find a house here. Every time my wife and I find a house that's in our price range, even if I would have to fix it up, we want to put an offer in, and they end up getting a cash offer for over market value. And it's a lot of real estate investment companies coming in and buying up properties, out-of-state investors, and it's, you know, I saw a number the other day. 1 in 5 homes on Maui isn't a full-time resident. And that number blew my mind. It's we need to figure out a way where we can pass legislation where we can ensure that people on Maui have homes. I know you see the homeless problem. You go down to Kanaha, you go down to Paia, it's insane. We need to figure out a better way to deal with that because what we have now obviously is not working. And I know part of that bill that Ige signed where they're shipping in homeless to us from cold states, it's, you know, we need to figure out how to end that. So a lot of these people come here and they're, you know, leeches. I'm not saying all of them are, but a lot are just living off of, you know, off of our taxpayer money. And I don't think that's fair. You know, if you want to be a functioning part of society, we should help them do that. We, drug addicts, alcoholism, we should help them, get them better help and get them the treatment they need. But if you just want to leech off of us and you know, you're totally comfortable living off of the government and the taxpayers' money, then I don't think you should be a part of this society. If you don't want to help this society and be a functioning member of society, you know, I don't think you deserve our taxpayer help for sure. But you know, there's so many pressing issues, and like I said, I don't think we'll be able to tackle. It's not going to happen overnight, but I definitely think we need somebody, a fighter, who's not going to be bought, who's not going to be bullied into doing this. You know, I don't tiptoe around questions. You know, if I don't know it, I'll straight up tell you I don't know the answer to that, but I'll find it out, and I'll make sure when I get in that we have all the best people. We listen to everybody. You know, we listen, for instance, for the pandemic. Why were we only given one choice, one solution fits all? If there's 50 answers, I'll find them all and make those readily available to the community. It shouldn't be a one solution fits all because you know, the solution they were offering might not fit everybody. It might not work for everybody, you know? And so that's my stance is, you know, I definitely, I'm a fighter. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to be bullied. I'm not going to be bought. I'm going to listen to the people of Maui, hear what they need, you know, and we need to start the wheels in motion for change. Our county has been in a bad position for decades, and I you know, I want to try and help bring this place back so we can pass it on to future generations.
Dig it. So one question I'm asking all candidates, no matter what office, what do you think is something the people of Maui, and not just Maui, of Hawaii, can do right now in this time for the hui?
In this time, I think everybody needs to come together. Right now we need unification more than anything. And in the past 2 years, especially, it's, there's been a very visible divide in the community, and it's going to take us all to get out of this. We need to come together. The media and a lot of politicians don't help with the division, and we need to come together and fight back. We need to fight for our home. If not, we're going to lose it.
Feel you on that. So, before you go today, could you tell us how to follow your campaign, how to support you, and how to join the fight?
For sure. So my website is cullanbellformayor.com. That's CULLANBELL for mayor.com. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook under the same Cullan Bell for Mayor. So I post a lot of, our events and stuff, sign waving events. We're actually going to be at the Filipino Chamber of Commerce meet and greet on Monday at 5 p.m. at Wailuku Community Center. So everything, I'm running my Instagram, so that's me. So if anybody has any questions or any concerns, I'm the one running the Instagram. I got my team running the Facebook. But like I said, we post all our events and where we're going to be during the week. I usually like posting it in the beginning of the week so people have time, and then I'll blast it again the day before and the day of. But my website, it has a bunch of information about me. It has donations buttons. You'll see buttons towards the bottom of the page, and those actually work. This is a grassroots campaign. We're not getting money from no big corporations or anything like that. My campaign team is actually made up a bunch of my friends. My wife helps out a bunch. My kids, you'll see my kids out there at side waving events with me. And like I said, it's a grassroots campaign. And, and every little thing helps. We need to push right now. Like I said, we need unification. And I think the best way to support right now is just to show up. Just being there means a whole lot to me. And like you said, running a campaign is rough. I'm running a business. I actually coached 3 flag football teams for the past, 5 years. And this coming up summer season will be the first season I'm not coaching. I'm really bummed about that. But, I'm spread thin with family stuff, my career, and now this. But, I don't see any other choice for me. I'm a fighter. I'm not going to give up. That's not in my blood. I'm not going to roll over and play it dead and say, oh, it is what it is. I'm going to give it all I got. And this is my last push for my home. If not, I might have to find opportunities elsewhere. Because like I said, I don't see this place going in a good direction right now. So this is my shot. My dad and I don't talk very much anymore, but I remember one thing he told me is if you want to invoke change, you need to put yourself in a position where you can. And this is my way of trying to help this county out and trying to pull it up by its boots and bring it back to what it always should have been.
Right on. Well, before you go, I'd love to ask you, can I have you back on in about 30 days? And we can talk a little more, expand the conversation on your policies.
100%. I'd love it.
Dig it, bro. Well, mahalo for coming on today. I look forward to talking to you again. And best of luck on the campaign trail.
100%. Kawika, mahalo for having me on. And I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Aloha.
Have a good one.
Rabbit Holes is a Manava Cow production. This episode was produced by Kawika Hoke and Sarah Rodriguez. Make sure to subscribe and follow on your favorite podcast platforms to add our weekly episodes to your queue.